My son is marrying a girl named Margaret, whose mother's name is Margaret. And apparently there's a lot of other Margarets in the family. It's been so confusing at our house that we've decided to call Walton's fiancée Maggie. So Maggie, I didn't see you coming. The first hint that I had that something was going on was that Walton's weekend plans changed. Instead of coming to the lake on the weekend, he'd go to Birmingham when we're at the lake, or he might stay at Auburn. And then he said something to his mother about that girl. And it turned out to be you. So while there's still time, I'd like to tell you about the man that you're about to marry.
You are the best.
I want to tell you about a little boy who basically spent the first 5 years of his life wearing Superman pajamas and cowboy boots. That's the man you're about to marry. I'd like to tell you about a kid that tattletaled on his sister for saying a bad word. And I asked him what she said, and he said, "She said no." He didn't like to be told no. But that's the man you're about to marry. I'd like to tell you about a Pee-wee football player who threw a halfback pass for a touchdown. We couldn't believe it. That's the man you're about to marry. About a 10-year-old boy that we were trying to teach about prayer and how to ask God. And so that day he asked God to let him hit a home run and win the long driving contest on the 4th of July. We held our breath and God answered both prayers. That's the man you're about to marry.
That's great.
I'd like to tell you about a junior high coach who told me that Walton was a good football player. He just wasn't mean enough. I thought it was the greatest compliment anybody could say about me. That's the man you're about to marry. About a young man who never has had a DUI or an MIP. He hasn't even had a fender bender that was his fault. That's the man you're about to marry. About a friend who doesn't like to give advice, but he will be honest with you if you ask him for it. That's the man you're about to marry. About a friend who'll be there for you even if you don't talk to him very often. He'll still be right there. About a regular guy who loves people, football, beer, and fish. And for you old people, Fish is a band. That's the man you're about to marry. It's about a son who was content to wait for the girl that God had for him. And when she arrived, he confirmed it with his mother if she was the one that she'd been praying for, that Vicki had been praying for. See, my wife and her friends have prayed for you since Walton was born. And about a son who suggested to his dad that his friends would benefit from a Bible study, and he asked me to do it. And a son who couldn't have made his mother and father prouder, and he's been a joy to raise. That's the man you're about to marry. So Maggie, Walton is the finest person that I know. And I'd say that if I wasn't his father. That's the man you're about to marry. The awesome man that you're about to marry. So I'd like to propose a toast to Maggie and to Walton. May God bless you. What's the matter? With happiness and health and prosperity for as long as you live. Hear, hear.
Here. Here.
I got one more thing to say. Maggie, speaking now as your future father-in-law, I can see how much you love Walton. It's obvious. And I've been blessed with 2 son-in-laws. And now I get a daughter. So here's to my future daughter-in-law.
Good job, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you, brothers.
Now, we don't have a microphone tonight, and I would like to open it up for toast. If you would just stand up and talk loud. Tom?
Thank you, Dave. My name's Tom Wall. I'm Maggie's dad. You know, they say life's not fair, and I would say it's not fair that I have to follow that. Thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks for being here. You guys are a big part of what makes this weekend special for these 2. So, thank you. We appreciate it. And Margaret and I have really enjoyed getting to know Vicki and Dave over the past several months. And it didn't take me long to figure out why Walton is such a fine young man. He comes by it honestly. And we are thrilled to welcome him into our family, and just as happy to know that she's going to be in excellent hands. Although I will admit, I was a little concerned when he first moved to Houston, and every time we talked to Maggie, she'd tell us, Walton had his car broken into. Walton had 2 cell phones stolen out of his office. His car was broken into again. I thought he had moved out there and joined a gang. But all that's settled down now, and they're ready to move forward. You know, as a parent, there's several things that you want for your children, one of which is their happiness, and we can check that one off the list. Maggie has never been happier or more beautiful or radiant than she has been over the last several months. Thank you, Walton. She has also always just been an extremely determined person. I mean, she puts her mind on something and it happens. I remember as a little kid, she would practice her skip it out in the driveway until she became the neighborhood skip it champion. And when she told me that her goal was to excel academically, get her master's so that she could get a job with a Big 4 accounting firm, I went ahead and marked that off the list right then. Never had to wonder about it again, and she did it. We're awfully proud of you for all you've accomplished. And Walton, the day that she decided that you were the one for her, I'm pretty sure that's the day you ran out of options.
Yeah.
So here we are. Will you join me in a toast? Maggie and Walton, to your health, your happiness, and your walk with God.
You're here.
Hey, that's right. Thank you.
I would like to introduce myself. I'm Papa, Dave's father, Walton's grandfather. And Marcia and I love